everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to do a walkthrough of August for my journal. I absolutely love journaling, and I know I've told you guys that before, but I'm gonna tell you again, it just makes me so happy to journal every night. So I took this page again and I put in a bunch of random pieces that either didn't make it on my page or I wanted to make sure that I included them somewhere. Like this ghost quote, it says, "When it's summer, but you're just a Halloween girly." I loved it. It never made it onto a page, but I wanted to have it there. On the first, I always like to say hello to the new month and then jot down a few things that I was looking forward to. Also talk about what went on during the day. And I just grabbed a few random pieces to match the August stories with the yellow. So I think these are from Sweet Bean Plans. I don't know. Either way, I used some stash items, so that was a good thing. For the second, it started the weekend and I wanted to use this image from Hands Off My Dinosaur. It was a bunch of chicken nuggets jumping into the barbecue sauce, so thought that would be fun. It was kind of a different color scheme with the blue and the red and the yellow, but I think I made it work. Then we headed off on our big summer road trip to Utah, and I just put a title that said "On the Road." And I think once we got to the hotel, I was able to do the journaling, and I just did bullet point list of everything about being on the road. And I left a spot for a selfie, and I also left a spot for a sticker, and love how this one turned out. It turned out fantastic. The next day we were in Utah and exploring, and one of the things that I love to do when I go places is to visit stationery stores, and I found one in Salt Lake City and called City of Industry. I'm not sure, but I absolutely loved it, and I got this washi tape, this sticker right here, and a few other stickers. So what I decided to do is I had this sticker that I bought, I placed it down, and then I was able to pair the markers with that. And I also left room for a very small collage using the Pick Frame app. So that is always my trick. Grab a ruler, measure, and then just leave a spot for the photo. So that way when I come back from trips, I can just plop the photos right in. On Tuesday, it was day 2, and we were going to Wyoming. I really loved this travel quote, and I believe I went looking for travel quotes, found this one, took a screenshot, and then just kind of pulled my colors, hoping that they would match, and they did. I then went back later on and added in some washi tape. The green came like these little rounded rectangles, but the yellow, I made those ones, and I think it matches really nicely. For the third day, again, just a running list of everything that we did. It's much simpler for me to do this type of format when it is a trip instead of like when it is just a day. Say regular day, but when it's just a day like at home and it's not vacation, you can see I kind of break it up into different sections and different stories. But on trips, just running list. And then I just kind of make it look a little different or fancy by highlighting various words. For the fourth day, I didn't put day 4. I should probably go back and put that. But we did some packing up, and then I just did a running list. I did this one not too long ago because I just forgot to journal about this, but I can go back and add the bullet point list, and then I stamped "Let's Be Adventurers." I also had ChatGPT, well, my husband helped me turn this family photo into an illustration, and I love how it turned out. My daughter and I got to have lunch with our dear librarian, my daughter's librarian at her school, and they were both wearing blue, so I decided to go off of that, and I really, really love how this turned out with all the different blues. So we hadn't seen her in a really long time, and we were very excited to see her. And I took the clear sticker and just highlighted a portion right here, so that way you could see the blue behind it. And then here I just did 4 little stories and just made little Tombow, like almost boxes, so that way I could do the title of the stories. On the 9th, there was the Coffee Monster Co. birthday sale, so I made a list of what I got, included the washi strip here of the Rainbow Neighborhood, and then, you know, we had, my daughter made a slushie, my daughter worked on some dragon projects, I actually cooked, and so just little bits and pieces for the whole day. Continuing my 10 on 10 project, I considered this close to the end of summer, so that's why I stamped that. And I also liked this pineapple driving a watermelon, kind of driving off into the sunset. Summer is over. And again, just did 10 different stories and added in stickers where I could. So this is definitely a project that I'm going to keep going with for the rest of the year. I just finished up September, and September is probably a favorite. I love how it turned out using the Ali Edwards clear stickers and then cat collage pieces. For the 11th, again, I went with colors from the Coffee Monster Co. washi tape subscription. And so it was the blues and the pinks and then a little bit of mint. And there was a lot of different stories for the day. So again, just breaking those up with different lines. The 12th, I think we all know what happened on the 12th. There was announced, Taylor Swift announced that there was going to be an album coming out. So I paired it with, you know, the album cover and also this fun graphic that I found somewhere on Instagram and did my color scheme that way. And I really, really love how this turned out. Totally different. One of the things that I love about journaling is that each day is unique and each day tends to have its own color scheme, and one day can be this color scheme and then the next day you have green and orange, and it's so fun to kind of let the day go and figure out what the colors are going to be for the day. Moving into school and going back to school, I used a ton of Cat Collage Club pieces to talk about alarms, work, and low battery. And so this had a lot of stuff going on because I went back to work on this day and then we all went back to school on this day. And I did some scribbling right here so that way you could see the back to school better. I don't know if it turned out like the best, but like I always say, it's not like you're gonna go back and fix it. This little backpack was from the Cut Shop and I just printed it on clear sticker paper. I did first day photos and then what my day entailed and then different favorites for the kids. For the 15th, again, this was so fun to put together. I have had this purple "Hello, my name is" sticker in my sticker book for years, and it finally has a home, and I put "My name is" wiped out, and then I also grabbed some washi tape. This washi tape has a lot of blue in it, but I just pulled out the purple strips. This might have been in my sticker book as well, so this is very much like a stash, pulled different pieces together, and I really love how it turned out. This is Cat Collage Club. Also included some Happy Mail, which was the Target bird. So really fun page to do about how tired I was on the first full day of school. Next up comes the weekend, and the theme was going slow because we had just started school and I had breakfast outside, so I decided to include a photo of that. I had some carrot cake, I tackled a bunch of chores, and then some other random stories here. The 17th, it was a Sunday, and I loved this right here, the Keep It Together from Hands Off My Dinosaur. So I went with those colors, browns and orange, and It was so fun to do something like this where I did step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I feel like I need to do this type of journaling again because it was so much fun. And then currently just a quick list of different things that went on during the day, and like cleaning, preparing, excited for, thinking, learning, walking, tired of, and loving. So that was fun. I feel like I need, like I said, need to copy that one again. The next day was my daughter's birthday. We took a selfie when I dropped her off at school, and I was wearing a green dress, and so I went with green and gray, and my daughter loves Pusheen, so I included a little sticker right there and just kept it very simple. So on the 19th, I kind of went all out with the stickers and the washi tape and had a lot of fun. And really what started this whole entire spread was this sticker right here that says "For the Win," and I just ran with that. And I also liked this quote that says, "It's been a long week, me on a Tuesday." And then I have Coffee Monster Co. washi tape right here. And yeah, I just included so many different stories, and even like all the copying and laminating that I did had the perfect sticker for that. And I loved it. Over on the 20th, what happened on this day is that I had started journaling for the 18th here. And I wound up, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was doing the Tombow and I was doing the heading for this. So I wound up having this big spot with the green, and I didn't want it there. So I decided to look in my Hands Off My Dinosaur and see if there was anything that would work that was school related, that was big enough that I could put right there. There was scientist, so a play on the word scientist. And then I have my Coffee Monster Co. science looking washi tape. And I made it work, so I was really happy with that. I even put a little note about how tired I was, and that's why this wound up here. Then talked about how it was a wacky Wednesday, my mother-in-law's birthday, and I even dug around in my Coffee Monster Co. stash and found 2 balloons that match the colors of my color scheme. And over here, I talked about my daughter getting a phone, and then this funny camel that said "spent all day thinking it was Friday, just found out it's Wednesday." The 21st, I loved this quote, and I've had it for a very long time. I think it's Morgan Harper Nicholas. So I decided to play off of that, grabbed some Allie Edwards stamps, and just went with those colors. So green, bright blue, and pink, and even included a note from my husband. 22nd, I said we made it to Friday. It was the first full week of school, and I found this hilarious reel that said "me after the first week of school," and then she cackles and laughs and says, "I'm gonna go sleep for the next 3 days." It was hilarious. Got a screenshot and then put it on clear sticker paper and put it right there, and just talked about the full week and how tiring it was. Cat collage piece here. Love how it's nighttime, and so I put my happy place at the end of a long day. And then heat wave, happy mail, my daughter and her chicken, not a literal chicken, a stuffed chicken, and then sharing different reels with my husband. And again, figuring out what color is going to work at the end of the day for the particular day is just so fun. On the 23rd, we celebrated my daughter's birthday. She wanted to go throw axes, so I doodled an axe right here and then included a little collage of photos, talked about the party, and then 3 other little stories about the party. And then for the rest of the day, just a little list of things that went on. And the washi tape, I think, is super old from Coco Daisy, so it worked really nicely with the browns and the reds. On the 24th, it was Sunday, so I wanted to take the day slow. I talked about that I had nowhere to go, and I was just focusing on making sure that I took it slow. And I think on this day, I didn't even hit 5,000 steps, didn't even do a workout, just, again, really slow. Also got some things done, made dinner, and then I made a list for things that I wanted to remember. The 25th, I was given like a little supply box from a student. Her mom put it together and it had this sticker roll from Target, I think. So I decided to just use all of them, and I really, really love how colorful it is. So I used all the different colors with the blue, the purple, the red, and even some green. And I was doing a lot of different tasks at work, so I said stretched like Gumby, and I finally found a home for this sticker. I love it. I love when you finally find homes for different stickers. Over here, I kept track of steps throughout the week, and then also the workouts that I did and the total amount of minutes. Over here, it was December daily, so I used December daily washi tape right here and did a heading here instead of like up here like I normally do, and then talked about what I got. I also bought the tickets for Disneyland to go with my friend Erica, did some work stories, and then a little bit about the weather. For the 27th, the teenagers have this phrase called rage baiting or rage bait. I don't know, but it's something we've been talking about, and it's actually really hilarious and requires a lot of patience when you have to deal with teenagers. So I included that, and I was very excited because I got to include this little sticker from Inside Out. I have a whole sheet of those. I usually use them around Halloween time, but got to use them right there. Then talked about how I just was really tired in the afternoon, just so tired, and decided to do a lot more resting. My husband got me some Halloween little stuffed animals that I had been wanting. And then I used some like leftover Brandy Kincaid flowers. And the next day was a much better day. Took a selfie, included it. Also used this hands off my dinosaur, and then just did a few stories. The 29th, I did this section and then forgot to do this one. So I might just put a sticker that says no time to write. But I did Dear Diary, talked about how it was a half day. Our librarian friend, she gave me a bracelet that said love, so I doodled about that. Also got a pedicure with my friend Angela, and I just paired it with, the colors came from these pencils that I had printed for August. Here I wanted to find some sort of sticker that would indicate a camera or video recording, because I took a lot of videos for my husband when our son was playing soccer. Found this cat collage sticker and just went from there. So the mint, the orange, and the blue, and it works really nicely together. Decided to throw in this sticker as well, just so I could have something at the bottom, and then a reading sticker there. It was a 3-day weekend, so I kind of included a list of different things that I wanted to do or get done. The last day of the month, I did this page as kind of like a back page, like back journaling. And so I just kept it very simple with top 5 of the month, and then finishing the month with a concert and doing a photo of my husband and I, and then the kids and I. First concert, it was a lot of fun. And I used one of the kits that I had made with these stickers, and it was a challenge a little bit to find colors that matched, but I think it worked out pretty well. All right, so that is my chatty walkthrough of August. I hope you have enjoyed. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.